So second verse is basically describing the characteristics, like how this knowledge is king of all the education, how this is so pure, how this is transcendental, how it is so religious, and all those characteristics. And Prabhupada has extensively written on each one of them, right? So although today we will touch upon that verse, we will discuss that verse in detail in our next session, right? Okay, so we go to Arpita Ben now. She can summarize this.
I think it's the same as Ashish Bhai said. The God is going to reveal.
You can also switch on your video if you can.
Can you see me?
Yes, yes.
Okay. I think as Ashish Bhai rightly said, because Krishna Bhagavan thinks that Arjuna is his pure devotee, he is happy to share this knowledge with him. And as he said, being amongst the devotees, even the person who doesn't believe in God will start believing in him. So he wants to share this most confidential knowledge or most sacred knowledge with Arjun, not only with Arjun, but indirectly he wants to share it with all of us who are devotees of Krishna.
Right.
But I didn't understand the first thing that he said, because you are not envious of me, which means jealous of Krishna. Why will someone be jealous of Krishna Bhagavan? I did not understand that, frankly speaking.
Right. And today we will see that how, if all of us are on this earth, it is because of our envy. So we will see that sometimes things are not visible in a gross manner, but it is in a subtle manner. Most of the people on this earth, they are envious of Krishna. That we will discuss today, right?
Okay.
Anything else you want to highlight? What Prabhupada
I think if we follow whatever knowledge we are going to get ahead, if we follow that, then we will be free from this material world, from this material miseries that we are undergoing currently.
Right. Okay. Good. Thanks, Arpita. So who will try to go next? We just need a summary of, what Prabhupada is highlighting is first verse of 9th chapter.
Okay, nobody is doing, so I will go ahead. I'm left. So first verse, right? So I feel one of the key things here is also the importance of hearing, which we did in 7th chapter as well. That hearing makes our realization go up, and the realization can be increased more and more with what everybody said, with the association of devotees. Because if we are constantly, engaged in service for Krishna, Krishna being a super soul with us understands our attempts, our try and our mentality, and also he sees our sincerity, and that then he gives us that level of intelligence to understand him further, and also to have better spiritual realization. And then I think Prabhupada also mentioned the grades from first chapter to until now. Initially, the first chapter does the introduction, and then followed by the second and third chapter, where they speak about soul, being the different qualities of soul, which is also an information which is confidential, but then further increasing the level of confidentiality in chapter 7th and 8th by mentioning his opulence, energies, how material manifestation happens, and then now increasing the degree in 9th chapter, which is the most confidential knowledge, which is purely for, I think, unalloyed pure devotion. That's what he mentions there. Then those 9 steps of devotional service, which we also did in 7th chapter, which was hearing, chanting, remembering, serving. I always go lost. Then worshipping, friendship, surrender, and I'm missing 2. So, praying, I think one was it. And I don't remember the other, but 9 steps of devotional service, and how this helps us to grade ourselves in further up into devotional service. And the one also he highlights is that word, where is that? There's a word which is called as being non-envious. So that is one of, because Arjuna was a devotee and friend, and along with that he was non-envious, Krishna is imparting that knowledge to him.
Very good. Who would like to go next?
Dr. Sumit, it's the same as others have told.
Mm-hmm. So can you highlight few points, Dr. Akshay?
I will do the translation of the shlok. Idam means yeh, tu, te.
No, Dr. Akshay, no need to translate. Just highlight few important points from the purport and from the first verse.
Okay. So the few important points are: one, who is the most deserving of the confidential knowledge is a person who is non-envious. So we have to make ourselves a proper vessel which can contain this confidential knowledge, which can only be achieved by being non-envious to God. This is the first point. Second is, in the company of devotees we have to keep, so that we can attain this confidential knowledge. Third point is this devotional service, you should have a sincere desire to render this loving service to God, not only in this birth. It is also, I think so, this has been mentioned in the second verse, that after it is not like you get, some people think that we'll get one with God when we die. This has been highlighted, that it is not being one with the God, it is being devotional service even after attaining salvation forever. So this is devotional. Then there are those 9 steps of devotional service which has been highlighted. These are hearing, chanting, remembering, serving, worshipping, praying, obeying, and maintaining friendship. The final step is maintaining a relationship of a friend with the God, and understanding that there are 2 parts, that one is material body and the other is your soul. The soul has a connection with the God, and we have to achieve that connection through devotional service. And non-envious is very well there, that we have to be non-envious. Like other scholars may be envious and they may not highlight Krishna. They may highlight other Godhead, Brahm Jyoti or Paramatma. But we have to highlight that Krishna is the supreme Godhead, and that person is non-envious.
Very good. Thank you. I think so. All of you try to remember and memorize the 9 process of devotional service. We'll try to touch base upon them again today, so that you can remember them. They are very important, right? As Prabhupada highlights them again and again. So, Dr. Mamta, you would like to add something?
actually everyone has covered the main points. In this, one thing, the word uses idam. Idam means this knowledge which Krishna is about to relieve. So this knowledge is the most confidential, which we will study in this chapter. Because by knowing this knowledge, like till now what we have known is that we are the soul, we are not this body. But this knowledge alone cannot help us until and unless we perform devotional service in the form of these 9 processes. And when we perform these processes sincerely, then we will get realization, we will realize, we'll practice, and that is more important. Realization after knowing the knowledge. And then the person who is eligible for this is a non-envious person, who is non-envious of Krishna. Means like many commentators nowadays who are envious of Krishna, who does not like consider the supremacy of Krishna, they want to write about Krishna. But because they are not devotees, they are not free from all contamination. And this freedom from contamination from material sins and all can only happen if we perform devotional service. And then only the knowledge will be revealed to us.
Right, right. Very good. So I think so this is a good exercise. You know, every time I will be covering the verses, I will request you to prepare well in advance, so that, you know, rather than just touching upon these verses superficially, we can go deeper into it, right? And that is the whole purpose of this. So every time we will start with this exercise from today onwards. Okay. So, good. And what Harishet Prabhu gave you some task to do, I will try to cover that at the end of the session. So we'll keep maybe 15 minutes for all of you to share what all you are doing, right? Because there was a question that how can we control the mind? And Prabhuji said that if we try to practice these things, it will definitely help us not only to control the mind, but also to remember Krishna, right? Okay. So now the verse starts with idam tu te tva guhyam guhya tamam, right? Guhya tamam means confidential knowledge. Guhya tamam means basically most confidential knowledge, right? Now, if you see that in the very beginning, you know, of Bhagavad Gita, first chapter is more like a introduction, setting the scene, right? In second chapter, it is known as, you know, contents of Gita summarized. And Krishna starts his instructions by highlighting the difference between body and the soul. So Prabhupada highlights that when Krishna is saying Guhya Tama means the most confidential knowledge. But as a whole, Bhagavad Gita is in itself essence of Vedic literature, right? Within Bhagavad Gita, from second chapter to sixth chapter, Krishna is revealing confidential knowledge. Confidential knowledge is the relationship of soul with this body, right? It is like, it starts with Sankhya, right? Doing analysis, that Jnana type, that what is the relationship, you know. And sometimes people are stuck at that level, you know, who wants to understand about spirituality, religiosity, you know. The best they can understand is that we are soul and we are not this body. And as different from 99% of population of this world who is not interested in anything spiritual, right? Even superficially. Their purpose of going to work and going to temple is the same. That is sense gratification. They are going to work to earn money to gratify their senses, and they are going to temple to worship God so that God fulfills their material desires. So the purpose is same, sense gratification. But people who have gone a step ahead, they try to understand the difference between material body and soul, and that we are not this material body, and the purpose of life is not sense gratification, right? Unfortunately, many people, they get stuck at that level. And they think that, because what happens is that when you gratify your senses, at the end of the day, what do you get? Frustration. Dukhalaya ashashvatam is the characteristic of this world, right? We saw that Mamupetya punarjanma dukhalayam ashashvatam mahatmanam napnuvanti samsiddhi paramam. So Krishna has highlighted that this world is ashashvatam and dukhalaya. It is full of misery. So whatever you do in this material world, it is miserable at the end of the day, right? So people who come and they try to understand the spiritual science, and they realize that we are not this body, we are soul. So they think, this whole material world is frustrating, miserable, and we are soul. So we should just get aloof from this material world, and try to be peaceful. And they think that at the end of the day, remaining and attaining peace is the essence, which is why you will see many people, when someone dies, they will say rest in peace, Om Shanti, all these things. Because they think everything in this world is miserable, you attain peace, right? But we know that yes, peace is important, but after peace comes happiness, right? Because Krishna says in 2nd chapter, Ashantasya kutha sukham, right? If someone is not in peace, how can he be happy? So peace is a prerequisite, but it is not the end, right? The ultimate thing is to be happy. And Prabhupada has also highlighted that as a soul, for example, this body is active, right? We are moving around, we are active as a body, and we are active as long as soul is there, right? So the basic feature of the soul is that it is active. Activity is the feature of the soul, right? If the soul gets out of the body just lies dead, right? There is no consciousness, there is no activity. And we also learned in the 2nd chapter that the soul is eternal, right? It is not temporary as this body is. So when soul is eternal and soul is active, that means soul is eternally active, right? And now when soul is eternally active, what is next after we leave this body? If we, go to spiritual world, what are we going to do? Is of importance to all of us who are on the spiritual path. And Krishna highlights that in 7th and 8th chapter briefly. Krishna highlights,
Are you sharing something?
No, I'm not sharing anything. Okay. So Krishna basically highlights in 7th and 8th chapter about, he touches upon the devotional service, right? He starts from 7.1, starting with the importance of Tashrino, right? And then, he elaborates in the 8th chapter and in the 7th chapter that Bahunam Janramante Gyanvan Prapadante Vasudevam Sarvamiti Samhatma Sudurlabha. Someone who Devi Asha Gudmai Mam Maya Durataya Mama Evye Prapadyante. One who surrenders on me, he can get rid of this material world, right? And then we saw in the 8th chapter that how we can attain Krishna, right? And Kale Chamameva, someone who remembers me. And then how at the end of the life are we going to remember him? Then he talks about Tasma Sarveshu Kaleshu Mam Anusmara Yuddhacha, right? So we have to always remember Krishna, and then only we can remember him at the time of death. And how should we remember Krishna? In devotional service, right? Ananya Cheta Satatam, right? We have to always remember him. That is very important for us. Then in the same verse he says, Tasyaham Sulabh Partha. And then the whole process becomes very easy for us, right? So in 7th and 8th chapter, he touches upon devotional service, devotional practices, right? Which is more confidential than just talking about the characteristic of the soul, right? And differentiating it from the body. So the knowledge in 7th and 8th chapter is more confidential. While the knowledge in 9th chapter is most confidential, the most confidential knowledge. Prabhupada has named this chapter as the most confidential knowledge. And this most confidential knowledge, the title has been taken from verse 1 and 2 of this chapter. Guhya Tama. There is Guhya, knowledge, which is confidential, Guhya Tara, which is more confidential, and Guhya Tama, which is most confidential, right? So basically that is how it goes. So Bhagavad Gita being essence of Vedic literature, then within Bhagavad Gita also, you know, basically if you see, we learn that the first 6 chapters talk about Karma Yoga, last 6 chapter Gyan, middle 6 chapter is essence of Bhagavad Gita, which is Bhakti Yoga. Within the middle 6 chapter, 9th and 10th chapter are the key, which talks about, you know, the Bhakti Yoga. And of that, the 9th chapter is pinnacle, right? So that is what it is. Okay? So knowledge of matter is Guhya, then 7th and 8th is Guhya Tara, and 9th and that is Guhya Tama. It describes the Aishwarya of Krishna and excellence of pure devotional service, right? Then we also saw that how Sripad Adi Shankaracharya glorifies this Bhagavad Gita, and he says that that Bhagavad Gita is essence of all the Vedas. Sarva Upanishada Gavo, Dogda Gopalanandana, Parthavasa Sudhir Bhukta, Dugdam Gita Amrita Mahat. That is, Krishna is considered to be a cowherd boy, and he's milking that cow, and that cow is akin to entire Vedas. The milk which is coming out of that cow is Gita Amrita, which is Gita. So Gita becomes the essence of entire Vedic literature, right? And then Sripad Adi Shankaracharya further glorifies that there need not be of any other scripture, any other god, any other mantra, any other service than Krishna. Ekam Shastram Devaki Putra Gitam, Eko Devo Devaki Putra Eva, Eko Mantas Tasya Namani Yani Karmapi Ekam Tasya Devasya Seva. Right? There be just one scripture, which is Bhagavad Gita, one God, which is Krishna, one mantra, that is the chanting of his name, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And one service. What is that service? Tasya Devasya Seva. That is this devotional service onto Lord Krishna. Right? And then we see, one of you highlighted the fact that how 7th and 9th chapter are very similar in the topics it is covering and the flow, right? So we earlier saw that how 3rd chapter and 5th chapter talked about Karma Yoga. Right? 3rd chapter, Karma Yoga was superficially touched. 5th chapter, it was described in more detail. Similarly, in the 7th chapter, Krishna talks about, touches upon the devotional aspect, right? The different energies of Krishna, you know, how surrendering onto him is going to, get us near to him, right? Similarly, in the 7th chapter also, Krishna touched upon, that worshipping demigods is not the end of everything. You know, it is not the end of everything, but people who worship, who end up worshipping demigods, are not intelligent, right? And then also he talked about in 24th and 25th, basically that so worshipper of demigods are less intelligent, but people who are impersonalist, they have no intelligence, right? So similar flow we will see in the 9th chapter also, right? So first two verses are going to glorify about the hearing process of Krishna, how it is so important to hear about Krishna. First verse of 7th chapter was Maya Sakta Mana Partha Yoga Yunyam Ashraya Asamshaya Samagramam Yatha Gyashasi Tat Shrinu. Tat Shrinu means how we saw that, by hearing, starting from hearing, we'll end up always thinking about him. Maya Sakta Mana Partha. That was the essence, because in the end of 6th chapter we saw Krishna highlighted that someone who with faith, Shraddhavan Bharyate Yoma, Samyukta Tamomata. He is the highest of all yogis who always thinks of me, right? So Krishna elaborated upon that in 7th chapter. How we will end up thinking about him when he says Tasma Sarveshu Kaleshu Ananya Tesham Satatam Ananya Cheta Satatam, right? Then he says Nitya Yukta Sya Yogina, right? Always think of me. Whatever you do, Mam Anusmara Yuddhacha. Thinking of me, do your activity. So how we will end up thinking about Krishna? Because the starting point is hearing about Krishna, hearing the glories of Krishna, hearing glories of Krishna. And Prabhupada highlights it emphatically that how it is important to hear about Krishna in association with devotees. And today we will see the importance of that. Okay. So we'll start. The first section is Krishna glories. Krishna, it should be Krishna glorified, right? Just hold on. Okay. So Krishna glorifies the knowledge, right? He's about to reveal. Okay. So Krishna glorifies the knowledge he's about to reveal. So in the first 2 chapters, he will glorify that how that knowledge is glorious, that how that knowledge is king of all the knowledge. Okay. So we'll move on to the first verse. Someone will like to recite this verse in Sanskrit? So one of you can take the lead. I'll patiently wait until one of you recite this.
I will say.
Okay.
Sorry. Shri Bhagwan Uvacha Idam tu te guyatamam pravakshyami anasuyave gnanam vijnana sahitam yajnatva mokshase shubhat.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you. So here Krishna is saying Idam tu te guyatamam. Right? Idam tu te guyatamam. Guyatamam means most confidential, right? We saw guhya, guhyatara, and guyatama. Pravakshyami, I'm going to speak Anusuyave. I'm going to speak this most confidential knowledge to you because you are not envious of me. Now, Arpita when asked that she didn't understand how can anyone be envious of Krishna. So, will someone like to reply to that query that how can someone be envious of Krishna? Not how can someone be envious of Krishna, but at our main reason of coming and taking birth on this and in this material world is because we were envious of Krishna. Would someone like to highlight that how can anyone be envious of Krishna? How we are all in a way envious of Krishna, or we were envious of Krishna. Right. So why is Krishna highlighting that? What was the position of Shishupal, Kansa, Duryodhana? What was their position? Were they in loving relationship with Krishna, or they were envious of Krishna?
They were envious of Krishna.
Envious.
Right. Anusuyave. Now, what is the position of impersonalist, the Mayavadis, who say that we are also God? It's only illusion which is covering us. That is envy, because they are envious of Krishna. They, if you see their commentaries of Bhagavad Gita, they will never talk surrendering onto Krishna is the most important. They'll say surrendering onto Brahma. And we are also Brahma. And they then end up enjoying this world. You know, they say we will also become Brahma. That is, Prabhupada says that is last, entanglement of Maya, which holds a person onto this, this, and within the entanglement of Maya, which shows the envious nature of a human being. And Krishna says, Bhoktaram yagatapsam sarvalok maheshwaram suhrida sarva bhutana yatma mam shantim prachyati. Right? In 5.29. All of you have memorized this verse, right? So will anyone like to share what was the meaning of this verse? You have all learned this verse. Bhoktaram yagatapsam. What is the meaning of this line? Arpita ma'am, what is the meaning of this whole verse? Bhoktaram yagatapsam sarvalok maheshwaram. Bhoktaram means I am the enjoyer.
Anvi wants to tell the meaning of that.
Yes, Anvi, you first recite and then tell the meaning.
Bhoktaram yagnatapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram suradam sarva bhutanam gyatva mam shantim rachati.
Now meaning?
The meaning is Krishna is the supreme enjoyer, supreme well-wisher, and supreme controller.
Very good. Very good. Thank you very much, Anvi. So, Bhoktaram, Nivan? Okay, recite.
Bhoktaram yagnatapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram suvidam sarva bhutanam gyatva mam shantam rachati. The meaning is that Krishna is the supreme enjoyer, supreme controller, supreme well-wisher.
Very good. Very good. Thank you very much, Nivanji. Thank you. So, these small kids, they can remember, but they are starting their life. But we should also try to remember and memorize these verses, and not only memorize, but also try to remember the meaning of these verses. That is the main purpose, right? So, because then only we will end up becoming non-envious. And the question was that how everyone is envious of Krishna. In this verse, Krishna is saying that I am the enjoyer. But what all of us want to do with the activity we are doing? We want to enjoy. We want to compete with Krishna in our enjoying propensity. Whatever we are doing in this world, our aim is to enjoy anything and everything. Yaga tapsam, I am, all these sacrifices and austerities are meant for me, right? We think all these, my children, all these people, they should try to satisfy me. Krishna is saying they should satisfy me. Again, we are competing with Krishna. Bhoktaram yagatapsam sarva lok maheshwaram. Krishna is saying that I am the owner of everything. And we gradually, this is my mobile, this is my bag, this is my bed, this is my house, this is my car, this is my children, these are my children, everything, my country, my this, my. Krishna is saying, Sarva Loko Maheshwara. So again, we are competing with Krishna. Suhrida Sarva Bhutana. We try to tell our children, if I don't take care of you, who will take care of me? Some people, their aim of their life is to live for their children. And then at the end of the life, the children will kick on their back and run away. That is how they realize, unfortunately, that Krishna told us, Suhrida Sarva Bhutana, that I will take care. Why you are taking anxiety so much? So if we don't understand directly, then Krishna has to sometimes teach us indirectly, right? If, for example, our children, they eat up, they don't understand that if they eat a lot of chocolates or a lot of anything, then they will end up having some problem, right? Some medical problem, loose motion, vomiting, nausea. So then they don't understand when you explain them, what will you do? Right? So Krishna also has to do the same thing. If you don't understand, if you try to compete with him, if you try to be envious of him, unfortunately, Gyatva mam shantim prachyati. Why all of us are in Ashanti? Why all these people talk about Om Shanti, rest in peace? Because they have lived their life competing with Krishna, envious of Krishna, and now, after leaving this body, they think that they will get peace. In a dog's body or a cat body, will they get peace? Or in a donkey body or a pig body? No. That is the rest in peace, what they are all talking about. You can write so much thing, Om Shanti, rest in peace. But we saw Ismaran Muktva Kalevaram. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tayante kalevaram tam tam eveti konteya sadatad bhava bhavita. Whatever you think, at the end of the life, you will get the body. So where is Om Shanti or rest in peace? I don't understand. People who have lived their entire life doing materialistic things, drinking and breaking all the regulative principles, no spirituality, no religiosity, so-called religiosity and spirituality is just for sense gratification, not for developing unalloyed devotional service onto Krishna. No. Then also relatives friends will say rest in peace. No, there won't be any. Yatmam Shanti Vrachati. Only if we are non-envious of Krishna, we will achieve Krishna. We will achieve ultimate happiness. Right? So that is very important for us to understand. So Arpita Ben.
So Sumit, sorry, my internet is just dropping today. So sorry, what was that?
So now did you understand, did you get the answer of your question? How can anyone be envious of Krishna?
Yes, I did.
Clear?
Yes.
Okay, good.
I just have one quick question as well. It's nothing relating to the question I asked before. Now, when we talk about self-gratification, हम लोग बड़े बड़े मंदिरों में देखते हैं कि only the trustees के जो भी treasurers है, they have more authority मंदिर में compared to the other people, right? नहीं, उनका point of view क्या होता है कि they are serving God the way they want to, and they have that भगवान की कृपा है उन पे कि they are able to get that सेवा. लेकिन जो जनरल पब्लिक होते हैं उनको ये लगता है कि these guys are अथॉरिटी जमा रहे उनकी, rather than equally giving opportunity to everyone to do the seva. So how do we think कि उन लोगों पे भगवान की कृपा है इसलिए they have got that opportunity to do the seva? Or
do you remember the story of that incidence of a squirrel trying to throw small pieces of sand in the ocean when the bridge was being constructed across the ocean, and Hanumanji was throwing big rocks in the ocean? Do you remember that story?
but Hanumanji was throwing the stone and they were floating because it had bhakti in it.
And
am I correct? Nahi?
What I did see, what I'm saying is, there was a squirrel who was throwing small pieces of sand in the ocean to help build the bridge, and Hanumanji was throwing big rocks to construct the bridge, right? And then Ram Bhagwan came and gave a lesson. Do you know what that lesson was?
No.
Achha. Is there someone who knows? Because I have narrated that many times in introductory sessions also. Please share that, because otherwise I will have throat pain. You also should speak. Please. Someone should speak.
Okay, no matter what squirrel was doing it at the capacity what the squirrel could do, and what and for Ramji, both the efforts put either by Hanumanji from his capacity and squirrel's capacity was equal in the eyes of Ramji.
So Nikita, now you answer the question of Arpita Ben. Explain her.
That a pujari doing the seva in the mandir or any authority getting that level will be equal to us, doing the whatever we can from our end to Krishna in our capacity. So in eyes of Krishna, both the efforts are at the equal level.
Right. That is very important for us to understand. Krishna doesn't look at the quantity. Krishna looks at the quality, at the sincerity, at the dedication of an individual soul. For him, he is Atma Ram. For him, you offer 56 bhog, 1008 bhog, or 1 crore bhog, or you offer just a tulsi leaf. For him, it is just the same. Or, for that matter, a person offering tulsi leaf with pure heart, with full sincerity and dedication, and the person who is offering 56 bhoga, 1000 bhoga, crores of bhoga with pride, that will not satisfy Krishna as much as offering with love, with devotion, with dedication, with purity. Right?
Okay, got it. Thank you.
So that is very important for us to, for Krishna, he's Atmaram. He's not in need of anything. So now, in this first line, Idam Tute Guhyatamam, the first line, Krishna is revealing basically the nature of knowledge he's going to give. And what is that nature of the knowledge? The nature of the knowledge is, it is Guhyatama. It is very, very confidential. Now, in the 4th chapter, 3rd verse, again, I'm sorry. In the 4th chapter, 3rd verse, Krishna also highlighted this thing, that I am revealing this knowledge unto you because you are my friend and a devotee. Right? In which he reveals that Bhakto si mein sakha cheti Rahasyam hi etam uttamam. That I am revealing this rahasya, right? This mystery, this transcendental mystery onto you because you are my friend and a devotee. If you are a friend and a devotee, that means you are non-envious, which is why I am revealing this. And here again, Krishna is reiterating that fact. And 18th chapter also, Krishna would reiterate that fact that I have revealed this all to you because you are non-envious of me, right? So in the first line, Krishna is revealing that he is about to give the most confidential, knowledge. Right? The nature of that knowledge is it is very confidential. In the second line, Pravakshyami Anusuyave. Anusuyave means non-envious. So in the second line, he reveals the qualification of the recipient, right? We discussed it many times that if you want to get into a very good engineering, medical, management college, you need to have a basic qualification, right? You have to qualify yourself to enter into that institute. Similarly, if you want something most confidential, something which is transcendental, which is pure, right? You should be qualified to receive that. So the qualification is that we should be non-envious of Krishna. And Arjuna had that qualification. He was non-envious of Krishna, right? And the third line, Krishna will give little more detail about what he is going to reveal, right? And what he's going to reveal is Jnana Vijnana Sahitam. It is not only knowledge, but it gives you realization. Now, if you remember, we talked that, see, while studying Gita, we are getting a lot of knowledge, right? And how this knowledge will change into realization? There was something in between. That we are getting knowledge and we need to get realization. So how we will get realization?
By hearing, practicing, chanting, serving to devotees, serving to Krishna.
Right. So this is knowledge which is theoretical. And we will develop the realization only when we practice what we are learning or what we are hearing. You know, that practice. And what do we mean by practice? Practice means trying to implement that learnings. How do we implement that? Start chanting, start worshipping Krishna, start, trying to what Harishev Prabhu basically requested us, right? So we will discuss that at the end, right? Because knowledge, basically that realization, and we also discussed that how that realization, if we get realization, then it will change into revelation. Krishna will reveal everything from within the heart. In the 10th chapter, 10th verse, Krishna says, Dadami buddhi yogam tam. Someone who surrenders onto me, right? Who is surrendering onto me, I will reveal everything into their heart. That is what Krishna said. That is very important. Tasma tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te. So dadami buddhi. So someone, who is bhajatam priti purvakam, who is serving me, right? Who is serving me, I will reveal everything into their heart. So that is very important, So this Vijnana Vijnana Sahitam, it is not only knowledge, but it is realization, right? That is very important. And then in the fourth line, Krishna highlights that once you get that realization, what will happen? Yat yatva moksha se ashubha. What will happen then? You will be relieved of all miseries by developing the knowledge of bhakti yoga, right? So that is very important, right? And how we saw that Arjuna was fully qualified because he was pure. He was not envious of Krishna. In comparison, when we see to, people of Shishupal mentality, Duryodhana mentality, right? Kamsa mentality. It is very important. Now, we also saw that how this Anusuya way word is very important. How many commentators of Bhagavad Gita, one of you highlighted, they are all envious of Krishna, but then they will end up writing about, their own sense speculation, mental speculation. They will all write everything what they think, but they will not glorify Krishna or not glorify the devotional service onto Krishna. Okay? So they are like demons, because they are at the end of the day, they are envious of Krishna. So it is very important for us to understand that for us, the basic prerequisite is to become devotee of Krishna, and then only can we be non-envious of Krishna, right? And how and what we do, when it comes to practice, right? We are gaining knowledge, but what should we do? There are 9 processes of devotional service, right? So Nikita tried it. She revealed that. And how does it start? Tat Shrinu. It starts by Shravanam. Shravanam means hearing. And after hearing, what do? We chant. Shravanam Kirtanam. And when we hear and chant, what will happen? We will remember, which is Smaranam, right? Shravanam Kirtanam Smaranam. Then what happens is Pada Sevanam, right? Then we will start serving, right? And then Archanam Vandanam Dasyam Sakhya Atmanivedanam, right? So when we try to hear, we try to chant, remember, then we start the service, right? And start worshipping Krishna, start glorifying Krishna. We will end up in one of the relationships with Krishna, right? The servitude, friendship. And then finally, we surrender everything onto Krishna. Atma Nivedanam, right? The example of Atma Nivedan was Bali Maharaj, right? So we saw that. So I will request all of you to please try to, I was feeling very happy that Dr. Akshi and Nikita, they try to remember these. These are very important things. And I think so Harishek Prabhu also touched upon them, right? So it is very important. Right?
Dr. Sumit, I had a question. I had asked earlier also, but forgotten now. Again, you have to answer. Surrender, what does that exactly mean? That whatever God will do will be good for me? Or what is happening is good for me? It is all good. Is that surrendering?
See, it is not that whatever is happening. See, please try to understand, Dr. Akshi. You have earning. If you want to go to Australia, to Melbourne, to meet Arpita Ben, right? What you will do? You will earn, you will take ticket, then you will go from Jaipur, you will fly to Delhi or Mumbai or Bangalore, you will then fly to Melbourne. अभी टिकट खरीद लिया, बोर्डिंग पास आ गया, फ्लाइट में बैठ गई आप. अभी फ्लाइट में बैठने के बाद आप सोचो कि मैं तो जयपुर जाऊंगी, तो जा सकती हो क्या? एक बार फ्लाइट में बैठ गई तो कहाँ उतरोगी? मेलबर्न. तो आप ये कह रही हो कि हम सरेंडर का क्या ये मतलब है कि जो भगवान हमारे साथ कर रहे हैं उसको हम पॉजिटिवली लें. तो ये हो गया कि एक बार फ्लाइट में बैठ गए, उसके बाद जो क्या हो रहा है वो भगवान कर रहे हैं, उसका सरेंडर नहीं है. जो हम कर रहे हैं वो होता है सरेंडर. भगवान जो कर रहे हैं वो तो तब करेंगे जो हमारे साथ जो होगा, दैट इज रिएक्शन. एक्शन being dovetailed to Krishna is surrender actually. What is happening me is just a reaction. समझ में आया आपको? भाई हम मेहनत किस चीज के लिए कर रहे हैं, हम कमा किस चीज के लिए रहे हैं, हम अपना टाइम किस चीज में लगा रहे हैं, दैट इज सरेंडर. बाद में उस सरेंडर की वजह से उस एक्शन की वजह से जो रिएक्शन होगा, अब वो तो हो ही गई. अब एक बार फ्लाइट में बैठ गए तो मेलबोर्न जाओगे, उसमें क्या कर सकते हो आप? वो तो अपने आप ही अब जो आ रहा है हमारे पास, वो तो मानो या नहीं मानो उसको, वो तो हो गई. लेकिन जो चीज आपके ऊपर हो रही है, हम ये मानते हैं वो भगवान के कारण हो रही है, ठीक है. लेकिन उस परिस्थिति में भी हम कैसे रिएक्ट कर रहे हैं, दैट इज अगेन शोज if we are surrendering onto Krishna or if we are competing with Krishna. Right? So surrender onto Krishna basically means following his instructions. Following his instructions means following the instructions of a spiritual master. Right? Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya updeshyanti te jnanam jnanina tattvadarshana. That how do we approach a spiritual master? You know, when we serve, when we try to inquire submissively to Krishna, and then we follow the instructions. So following the instructions of Krishna and following the instructions of a spiritual master is the way we show our surrender onto Krishna. That is important. And the most important thing, how we can show our surrender onto Krishna is by chanting the names of Krishna. If you want, there was one devotee, Haridas Thakur. You know, how did he show his surrender, Dr. Akshi?
Yes, Dr. Samit.
He was born as a Muslim. He was born in a family of Muslim. But you know, how did he show his surrender? He used to chant 22 hours in a day. 192 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra in a day. He used to chant. That is how he showed his surrender onto Krishna. And we find difficulty in chanting 1 or 2 rounds in a day. So we cannot imitate these great souls, but we can be inspired by hearing about these great souls. That at least I can show my surrender onto Krishna by chanting 16 rounds and by following the 4 regulative principles, by studying books of Prabhupada at least 1 hour in a day. So that is, if we follow the instructions of our spiritual master, then definitely Dadami Buddhi Yogamtam, then Krishna will reveal everything in our heart, because Krishna will see our sincerity, our dedication. And then Krishna will take control of ourselves. Ye yatha mam prapadyante tam satek bhajamya mam vartvanu vartante manusya path. Everyone is surrendering and everyone approaches me, and I will only reciprocate the way they approach me. Right? So it is very important. If we approach him by showing our dedication, our surrender, then he will reciprocate similarly with us. There is no doubt about it. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, everyone used to come to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to take his darshan. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to visit Haridas Thakur daily. Because he was born in a Muslim family, he was not allowed to enter in the Jagannath temple. But Jagannath used to come to him himself, in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because he surrendered on to Krishna. He surrendered on to Jagannath. That is surrender. Right? Did you understand, Dr. Akshi?
Yes, Dr. Sumit. मैं एक बात और पूछ रही थी, एक्शंस में सरेंडरिंग का क्या मतलब होता है? कि एक्शंस में भी कोई सरेंडर होता है क्या, कि हम अपने एक्शंस जो भी करें वो मतलब गॉड को डिवोट करते हुए या डेडिकेट करते हुए करें? एक तो चैंटिंग हो गया तरीका, बट हम जो नॉर्मल रूटीन एक्टिविटीज कर रहे हैं हम उनसे तो रेफ्रेन कर नहीं सकते. तो इन दोज एक्टिविटीज हाउ टू सरेंडर टू गॉड?
अच्छा, मैं आपसे क्वेश्चन पूछूं डॉक्टर अक्षी. आप सर्जरी करती हो अभी, अगर आपके पास कोई आए अभी, ओके यार डॉक्टर अक्षी आप बड़ा अच्छी तरीके से ये इंसिजन देती हो, बहुत अच्छी तरह आप साफ है वो ऑपरेशन करती हो, स्टेज लगाती हो, है? कोई आ गया आपके पास, आपके दौसा से आ गया समझ लो, एक वो काम करता है वहां पर रेलवे स्टेशन पे, वो आ गया आपके पास कि आप बड़ा अच्छा करती हो, मेरे को सिखा दो ये, तो आप क्या कहोगे उससे, ये बताओ.
मैं ये कहूंगी कि you have to learn these skills through the proper method which I have gone through. I can't teach you directly those skills which I have gone through this long process of my education.
है ना, ऐसे ही एक्शन जो है ना वो नहीं आ सकता without following the whole process which starts from chanting. Please try to understand. Sometimes we try to end up becoming a surgeon at SMS College Hospital. No one can become that surgeon without following the process. No one can become, no one can implement all these things in action without following the process, which starts from chanting, which starts from chanting, which starts from chanting, which starts from reading, which starts from following the 4 regular principles. These are the basic things. Only when we do will our consciousness change. And that then change of consciousness will then gradually be manifested in change of our actions. This is not an artificial process. This is a very scientific and systematic process. It has
Okay, Dr. Sumit, got it.
अब आप भूलेंगे नहीं इसको, है ना?
है क्या?
अब आप भूलेंगे नहीं इसको.
हाँ, मैंने ये पहले भी पूछा था आपसे क्वेश्चन और मैं शायद भूल गई इसका आंसर और फिर वापस क्वेश्चन आ गया था.
अब आपको ये कभी भी आए तो दौसा का आदमी समझ लेना रेलवे स्टेशन पे, फिर आपको वो डॉक्टर अच्छी बनना चाह रहा है तो उसको कैसे बनना है, पहले पूरा प्रोसेस फॉलो करना पड़ेगा. See, it is not an, Prabhupada again and again reiterates that the whole Krishna consciousness process is not an artificial imposition onto our mind. It will be revealed when we follow the process. Okay. Okay. So now Prabhupada shares one important verse, basically in the first paragraph. Now, can someone open or let me open? Just hold on. So are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
This verse, first verse on Veda base. Are you seeing that?
Yes.
Okay. Now, Ashish ji, will you read this?
The message of the Supreme Personality of the Godhead are full of potencies, and these potencies can be realized if topics regarding the Supreme Godhead are discussed amongst devotees.
Right. Now, please try to understand that the whole process, what Prabhupada is highlighting in the first verse is importance of hearing. Right? And how should we hear? That hearing process is recommended in Srimad Bhagavatam, which is that we should hear in association of what? In association of devotees. And then it will have its most effect, right? The messages of personality of Godhead are full of potencies. And these potencies can be realized if these topics regarding him are discussed amongst devotees. ठीक है? अब ये देखिए, अब आपको स्क्रीन दिखाई दे रही है मेरी? अब ये कौन पढ़ेगा ये संस्कृत का श्लोक?
I will read. परस्परानुकथनं पावनं भग्यवद्यशः मिथो रीति मिथस्तुष्टिनिवृत्ति मिथ आत्मनः.
Right. परस्परा अनुकथाना. परस्परा का क्या मतलब है? परस्पर मतलब आपस में, म्यूचुअली, राइट? परस्पर अनुकथाना, डिस्कशन. कथाना मतलब अनुकथाना, डिस्कशन. पावनम मतलब इट इज प्योरिफाइंग, इट इज प्योर. पावनम, वेरी सेटिस्फाइंग, ठीक कह सकते हैं. भगवत यशा, ग्लोरीज ऑफ कृष्णा. भगवत यशा मत या ग्लोरीफाइंग कृष्णा. मिथोरते, मिथा मतलब म्यूचुअली. फिर से परस्परा भी मिथा, म्यूचुअली. रति, it gives us rati. Rati means it gives us a kind of happiness. Rati. Mithas, फिर से mithas, mutually it gives tusti, it gives satisfaction. Nivrati, nivrati मतलब कि परेशानियों से छुटकारा, right? फिर से मिथा आत्मना, it gives us, it encourages us, gives us so much of satisfaction to the soul. Paraspara anukathana pavana bhagavad yasha मिथोरतिर मिथस्तुष्टिर निवृत्तिर मिथा आत्मना. अब ट्रांसलेशन कौन पढ़ेगा?
I want to read.
पढ़िए.
One should one should learn how to associate with the devotees of the Lord by gathering with them to chant the glories of the Lord. This process is most purifying, as the devotees thus develop their loving friendship. They feel mutual happiness and satisfaction, and by thus encouraging one another, they are able to give up such material sense gratification, which is the cause of all sufferings.
So Anvi, now in these words, Krishna, it is being highlighted in Srimad Bhagavatam what we should be doing with our friends. Right? What is highlighted? What should we do with our friends?
Talk about Krishna.
Yes, we should chant glories of Krishna. We will talk about. And what will that give us as a result?
It will give us great satisfaction.
Yes, it will give us great satisfaction. It will give us...
And a lot of happiness.
Yes, yes. So when you now play with your friends and all, you should also try to talk about Krishna, right? Within families also, we should.
Sumit uncle, me and Nivan also play with Krishna Radha dolls.
Very good, very good. This is, Prabhupada, when he was small, he was of your age, his parents also gave him the deities. And he would, organize Rath Yatras from his very childhood. So this is the perfection of human birth, right? Not going to cinemas and not going to, malls and all these things. Paraspara anukathanam pavanam bhagavad yasya mithoratir mithastuste nivrati mithas atmana. Right? That is the process. That is how, we should develop relationship within families, within friends. This is such a satisfying process. This is such a happy process. Why there is so much of frustration? Why is there so much of, in friendships, in relationships, there's so much of confusion? Because the center of all those relationships is me. But if we put Krishna in the center of that relationship, then it will be a happy relationship. It will be a satisfying relationship, right? That is what it is highlighted here. Okay. So, who will like to recite these words?
I can try, Sumit bhai.
Yes.
The Sanskrit one.
Yes.
Raja Vidya Raja Gunam Guyam Pavitram Idam Uttamam
Pratyaksha Vagamam.
Okay, Pratyaksha Vagamam Dharmyam Sukham Katum Avyamam. Avyavam.
So in this verse, basically, all the 8 characteristics of knowledge of pure bhakti are highlighted. What are those characteristics? It is Raj Vidya. It is king of knowledge. It is very confidential knowledge. It is pure, pavitram. Uttamam. It is transcendental. Right? Pratyaksha Vagamam. That it is perceived. We can perceive the transformation. We can directly realize the transformation. Dharmyam. It is highest religious service. Susukham. It is done happily. Kartum Abhyavam. It is everlasting. Right? So, we are going to discuss all these things. Prabhupada, I requested all of you to read the purport of 2nd verse also, because Prabhupada has elaborately described all these 8 characteristics in his purport. Right? Next time, please read that purport again. Right? And also try to read purport of 3rd verse. Right? So 2nd and 3rd verse, we will try to, because the 2nd verse in itself will take some time. Right? So please read the purport of 2nd and 3rd verse, and then we will move ahead. So now we want to discuss about the task which Harishad Prabhu gave. Okay, just give me a second. Let me open that task. Well, I'll just copy and paste this in one Word document. Okay, now I'll share the screen. So I think so that was a question from Arpita Bain. Arpita Bain asked this question, that how can we control our mind, right?
Yeah.
And Arjun also asked this question in 6th chapter, right? That Krishna, it is, I can control the wind, but I cannot control the mind. It is so difficult. And then what did Krishna say? Does anyone remember what did Krishna say? How can you control?
Krishna said,
Yeah.
Krishna said, though it is very difficult to control mind, but with regular practice and meditation, you can do, but that is a very difficult path.
Yes, by suitable practice and detachment. 2 things. And when we talk about suitable practice, we talked about what are the 9 devotional practices we do? Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, right? Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhya, Atmanivedanam. Right? These are the 9 devotional practices we can do. Right? And then I think so, Harishad Prabhu gave example of Amrish Maharaj, right? So we should always engage our mind in meditating upon lotus feet of Krishna. Kindly meditate on the details of lotus feet picture of Lord Krishna sent in this group. Okay, so does anyone have this picture of lotus feet of Krishna? What are the marks on the lotus feet of Krishna? Does anyone know?
What are the what, sorry?
Marks. आप अपनी ये दिखाइए हाथ किसी को, ज्योतिषी को.
नहीं, हाथ ऐसा तो नहीं.
आप लोग मेरी स्क्रीन देख पा रहे हैं?
हाँ हाँ.
है ना? तो हम हाथ दिखाते हैं ना, हमारी लाइंस कैसी है, ये वो, या फिर आशीष जी को जन्म पत्री दिखाई होगी आपने बहुत बार, है ना? तो ऐसे ही जैसे हमारे हाथ पे ये मार्क्स है ना, ऐसे कृष्णा की पैर पे भी मार्क्स है. तो वो मैं आपको उनका पैर के मार्क्स आपको शेयर करूंगा और कहाँ कौन सा मार्क है, that can be our practice, that what.
Sumit uncle, I want to try.
Yeah, try.
Lotus flower, a flag, conch shell, thunderbolt, and flag.
Yeah.
I don't know anymore.
That's fine. You at least know these, right?
Unka flute.
Right. So let us see. Okay, let me open. Let me open so that why next time or why in the group we will open it now.
शायद तुलसी जी और फ्लावर्स भी है।
रुकिए, ये आपको अभी 1 मिनट धैर्य रखिए। आपको दिख रहा है क्या मेरा स्क्रीन?
हाँ, स्क्रीन दे रहा है, लेकिन दैट वर्ड डॉक्यूमेंट दिखा रहा है अभी।
हाँ, ठीक है, अभी दिख रहा है ये कृष्णा लोटस। ठीक है,
लोटस एंड फ्लैग।
एक कॉन्क है, ये वो है, लोटस है, सन है, अम्ब्रेला है, फ्लैग है, स्पीयर है, हाफ मून है, ये सब है, एक फिश है, राइट? तो दीज आर ऑल द, और सबका एक्सप्लेनेशन है कि क्या का क्या है वो मिलता है, राइट? अब ये यहाँ पर इसमें लिखा हुआ है, देखो क्या क्या चीजें, देखो Krishna's feet 19 symbols of Narayan. On his right foot are flag, chakra, umbrella, 4 swastik, Udhav Rekha, occurring line, barley corn, elephant, goat, octagon, 4 this. तो ये आपको मैं भेज दूंगा, but at least it gives you a good idea, Radha Rani. So this is what basically Prabhuji requested, right? ठीक है, फिर प्रभु जी ने क्या कहा दूसरा, वी शुड एम्प्लॉय। मैं तो उस क्लास में था नहीं, आप लोगों को प्रभु जी ने बताया होगा ये?
नहीं, he shared one of his pictures of Krishna's lotus feet from, I think, on his screen, and he showed that.
Okay, so we should then, second is we should employ our words in describing the glories of Lords. Abhyas. Second is chant Hare Krishna at least 4 rounds every day. Speak about one of the shlokas of Bhagavad Gita to at least 1 person a day. ये आप लोग कर पा रहे हैं?
Dr. Sumit, I have reached up to 2 rounds a day.
Very good, very good. आपको अभी सर्जन बनने में पता है ना क्या क्या चाहिए अब, है ना? राइट, अपन को 16 राउंड्स करने पड़ेंगे, धीरे धीरे करिए, राइट? But we will have to grow gradually. Then, when we chant 16 rounds, we try to read. We are starting with 1 verse here. ठीक है ना? Speak about 1 verse with someone. You are teaching your daughters, right? So that is Abhyas too. I know Nikita is also teaching the verses too. That is how nicely Nivan and we are coming up. Nice devotees, right? Arpita Ben, how is Aditi doing? What are you doing with her?
She's also doing fine. वो भी एक माला जपती है every day. She has been doing this from very long time, but I'll ask her to increase it to 2. 108 की जो माला जी होती है, she does it from maybe when she was 5 years old, 4 to 5 years old. She has been doing that.
वो कौन से मंत्र की करती हैं?
श्री कृष्ण शरणम मम।
मतलब वो हरे कृष्णा का एक माला हुआ into 4 हो गया वो।
हाँ, श्री कृष्ण शरणम मम।
तो आशीष जी उस कैलकुलेशन से करते हैं। तो अगर ये आप एक वो कर रही है बेचारी, अभी उसको करवाइए, अब बड़ी हो गई वो, है ना।
हाँ हाँ।
और जैसे ये वर्ड्स याद कर सकते हैं बच्चे, है ना, आप डिस्कस कर सकते हैं। सी इट इज नॉट ओनली फॉर अस, वी हैव टू, प्रहलाद महाराज ने कहा बचपन से हमें सिखाना है, 5 साल से, है ना।
वो बाकी यमुनाष्टक वो सब एवरीडे शी सेज। यमुनाष्टक वो एवरीडे बोलती है, चिंता संतान एवरीडे बोलती है।
राइट, भगवत गीता भी बुलवाइए।
हाँ, मुझे पहले सीखना पड़ेंगे श्लोक सो दैट आई कैन टीच हर।
राइट, आपने देखा हमारे दूसरे ग्रुप में आप ज्वाइन करती हैं, उसमें देखा आपने ग्रुप में एवरी वीक दे आर लर्निंग 1 वर्ड्स।
Actually, we have to do that as well.
That will start with you.
ठीक है, done.
है ना।
हाँ।
तो आप लोगों ने वो एक वर्ड याद किया था भोक्ताराम, वो भी सब लोग भूल गए, बच्चों ने बताया, आप लोगों को किसी को याद ही नहीं है। अनवी निवार ने बताया। इसलिए हम लोगों को क्या है, हम लोगों की अभी एज ऐसी हो गई है, उसको कहते हैं स्क्लेरोसिस हो गया हमारे ब्रेन में अभी, और उसको यूज नहीं करेंगे तो बिल्कुल हो जाएगा, है ना। तो इसको अगर हम एकदम फिट रखना है अपने ब्रेन को, तो अभी सब वर्सेस याद करने लगेंगे तो अच्छा रहेगा। तो ऐसे बच्चों को भी करवाइए। फिर अवर हैंड्स यूज्ड इन क्लेंजिंग द लॉर्ड्स टेंपल, आपके घर में भगवान का मंदिर है, उसकी रोज सफाई तो करती होंगी।
हाँ, वो करते हैं हम लोग, ऑफरिंग तुलसी जी, फूल।
राइट, अवर ईयर्स हियरिंग द वर्ड्स स्पोकन बाय कृष्णा, ये कुछ लेक्चर वगैरह रोज सुनते हैं क्या?
नहीं, लेक्चर तो नहीं, अपनी जो रिकॉर्डिंग होती है, कई बार मैं जब ऑफिस का काम करती हूँ आई पुट ऑन दैट।
नहीं, ऐसा नहीं होता क्या कि लेक्चर सुन रहे हैं और उस समय ऑफिस का, उल्टा होता है, ऑफिस का काम करते समय लेक्चर। मेरे को समझ में नहीं आता है, आप लोग तो एकदम परमहंस की स्टेज पे पहुंच गए हैं, ऑफिस का काम भी कर लेते हैं और लेक्चर भी सुन लेते हैं, दोनों चीज साथ में कर लेते हैं। आप लोग कैसे कर पाते हैं पता नहीं, ये साधारण चीज नहीं है। आप लोग का कोई समय नहीं है केवल लेक्चर ही सुने अच्छी तरह ध्यान से, 2 चीज ना करके एक ही चीज कर लें, है ना। और ये मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट है ना। डॉक्टर अक्षी भी सुन रही हैं क्या, कुछ रोज सुनती हैं? हेयर 1 श्लोक अ डे एटलीस्ट।
मैं तो डॉक्टर सुमित मतलब रोज रात को थोड़ा सा जो आपने पढ़ाया है उनमें से आई टर्न अप 1 पेज एंड रीड इट एंड गो ऑफ टू स्लीप।
वेरी गुड प्रैक्टिस, है ना। वी शुड ऑल ट्राई टू, राइट। फिर वी शुड एंगेज अवर आईज इन सीइंग डेटी ऑफ कृष्णा, रोज अपने मंदिर में दर्शन करते होंगे आप, है ना।
हाँ, that we do every day.
Spend time taking darshan of Lord. We will try to post daily darshan of Lord from our temple. ठीक है, तो मैं ये एक टास्क ले लीजिए निकिता जी। निकिता, तुम एक रोज एक फोटोग्राफ पोस्ट किया करो भगवान की अलग अलग टेम्पल से, ठीक है। तुम्हारा ये काम है, कहीं से इस्कॉन के कम से कम 400-500 टेम्पल हैं, 400 रोज एक करेंगे, 365 दिन होते हैं, तो आराम से अपन कवर कर सकते हैं।
डॉक्टर सुमित, एक चीज पूछूं, जो आपने लोटस फीट दिखाए हैं,
हाँ।
उन लोटस फीट के जो वो सिंबल्स दिखाए हैं, वो सिंबल्स सारे मेडिटेशन के वक्त एक 1 by 1 बोलने हैं या मतलब दिमाग में घुमाने हैं, क्या करना है मतलब इनका?
इनका वही याद कर लीजिए, बोलने का ऐसा कोई आवश्यकता नहीं है, भगवान का ये याद हो जाए। मेरे को भी याद करना पड़ेगा, मेरे को भी याद नहीं,
क्योंकि अभी तो जो प्रभु जी आए थे ना, उन्होंने वो सिंपल लोटस फीट दिखाए थे और उन्होंने उसमें ये बताया था ये पाइजेब है, ये उन्होंने रेड फीट हो रखे हैं, रेड नेल्स हैं, ऐसे मतलब डिस्क्राइब करके और उनको लोटस मेडिटेशन ऐसे बताया था उन्होंने। तो
उन्होंने वो बताया था
फीट सोल्स रेड हो रखे हैं, मतलब ब्यूटी ऑफ लॉर्ड कृष्णा's फीट।
ठीक है, तो अपन एक स्टेप आगे हैं मतलब। तो गुड, या दिस इज अ गुड। एक्चुअली हम लोगों को कहा जाता है, मैं आपको बताऊं, तो हम लोग चैंटिंग कर रहे हैं ना, कुछ डिवोटीज हैं वो भगवान के ऐसे चिन्हों पे,
मैं वो रेगुलरली प्रैक्टिस कर रही हूँ। उन्होंने जो बात बोली थी लॉर्ड कृष्णा के फीट का मेडिटेशन में, तो आई एम प्रैक्टिसिंग दैट एंड इट हैज हेल्प्ड मी इन हीलिंग। सो अब मैं ये पूछना चाह रही हूँ कि अब मैं क्या उसकी जगह आई शुड स्विच ओवर टू दीज फीट?
नहीं, आप वो भी कर सकती हैं और वो भी कर सकती हैं और इसको एड ऑन भी कर सकती हैं, है ना? अगर उससे आपको अच्छा लग रहा है, यू प्लीज कंटिन्यू दैट, एंड इफ यू वांट यू कैन एड ऑन टू दिस आल्सो. ओके. फिर वी शुड सी ऑल दीज थिंग्स. अर्पिता बहन का क्वेश्चन था ना, माइंड कंट्रोल. ऑल दीज थिंग्स आर गोइंग टू हेल्प अस. वी शुड एंगेज आवर सेंस of touch by touching the bodies of Lord devotees, right? If you don't have any devotee near, body का touch करने का ये मतलब नहीं है कि किसी का गला ही पकड़ लो, ठीक है ना? बॉडी का टच करने का मतलब है प्रणाम करो, उनके पैर छुओ, राइट? This is like with respect, with regard, right? And take care of them, right? Then engage the sense of smell in smelling fragrance. तो ऑफर करते हैं फ्लावर्स उनको, फिर बाद में शाम को उठा के स्मेल करना. तुलसी जी को भी रात को भगवान को सुलाने से पहले तुलसी जी हटाते हैं भगवान के चरणों से, उसको मुंह में डाल दो, ठीक है? ऑफर नाइस फ्लावर्स टू लॉर्ड, ठीक है? एंगेज टंग इन टेस्टिंग. सब लोग अभी प्रसाद खा रहे हैं, कोई उल्टा सीधा तो नहीं खाता?
मेजॉरिटी ऑफ द टाइम्स मैं कोशिश तो करती हूँ, बट नॉट पॉसिबल सुबह शाम 2 टाइम.
तो क्योंकि जब तक पॉसिबिलिटी नहीं है, समझ लिए कितने बर्थ लेने पड़ेंगे, है ना? भगवान ने क्या कहा उसमें 3.13 में सुनाइए जरा. अनवी है क्या?
13 हाँ है.
अनवी सुनाओ वो वर्स 3.13, अपनी मौसी को सुनाओ.
I want to say.
हाँ, रिसाइट.
यज्ञ शिष्ट शिन संत मुच्यन्ते सर्व किल्बिषिल भुजन्ते ते त्व अघम पापा ये पच्यन्ते आत्मकारणात्.
मीनिंग बताओ अपनी मौसी को. मीनिंग
is whoever offer to Krishna are devotees. Who do not offer to Krishna are not devotees. Who do not offer to Krishna, they are eating only sin for sense gratification.
अर्पिता मैम.
हाँ सुमित भैया.
आप लोगों को अपने जो रिचुअल्स है ना, वो फॉलो करते करते निकल जाएगा. भगवान को फॉलो नहीं करोगे, अपने रिचुअल्स को फॉलो करोगे. दैट इज द मेन प्रॉब्लम. दैट इज व्हाई इट इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट समटाइम्स. प्रभुपाद कहते थे कि जो सो रहा है उसको मैं जगा सकता हूँ, लेकिन जो नहीं सो रहा है उसको मैं कैसे जगा सकता हूँ? पीपल हु कम विद देयर ओन फिलॉसफीज एंड अंडरस्टैंडिंग, इट इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू टीच देम एनीथिंग. एंड दैट इज व्हाई इफ यू सी people who don't know anything, they advance very fast in spiritual life, and others, they keep hanging on their own sort of rituals. So it is very important for us to follow directly what Krishna is saying, and this is coming down from parampara, right? So see, again that question will come, that what Dr. Rakshi was asking, how can I action में कैसे ला सकती हूँ? अपन सोचते हैं डायरेक्टली हम राधा रानी की स्टेज पे पहुंच जाए, हम हर समय भगवान का चिंतन करेंगे. बेसिक चीजें प्रैक्टिस नहीं करोगे तो कैसे स्टेज पे पहुंचोगे? We are just, it will be just like it will be just superficial, artificial. It will, Krishna wants us to really follow his instructions, at least try. तो फिर अच्छा, ये अर्पिता बहन ये वर्ड्स याद करिए सबसे पहले आप. यज्ञशिष्टो मुच्यन्ते सर्व किल्बिषा भुंजते ते त्व पापम ये पच्यन्ते आत्मकारणात्. हाँ, ठीक है, आपका है. और आप सबको ये वर्ड समझाओगी, और आपको हर बार हम ये बुलवाएंगे, तो कम से कम 6 महीने में तो आपको ये वो होगा, ठीक है? आप जब तक आपका पूरा वो नहीं होगा. निकिता जी को भी कुछ टास्क दे रखे मैंने अपने लिए. निकिता मेरे को करती रहती है कि आप गुस्सा हो जाते हो जल्दी, सो आई हैव गिवन हर सम टास्क. तो ऐसे ही हम एक दूसरे को हेल्प करेंगे तो इट विल बी हेल्पफुल. So this is very helpful, and this is what is devotee association, right? हम hearing और reading devotee association में करेंगे तो एक दूसरे को हम help करेंगे. That is what it is all about. डिवोटी एसोसिएशन का यही मतलब होता है, वी हैव टू हेल्प ईच अदर, है ना। तो अगले उस पे आते हैं, एंगेज लेग्स इन वॉकिंग टू द होली प्लेसेस एंड टेम्पल्स ऑफ द लॉर्ड। तो वो और ट्राई टू वॉक टू द टेम्पल, इफ नॉट पॉसिबल डू इट मेंटली, ठीक है। एंगेज हेड इन गोइंग डाउन बिफोर लॉर्ड, ये तो आप सब करते हैं ना। भगवान ने कहा है मन मना भव मद भक्तु मध्याजीमा नमस्कुरु मामे वैश्यसी, है ना। मन मना भव मद भक्तु मध्याजीमम नमस्कुरु, मेरे को नमस्कार करो, मेरे सामने ओबेसेंसेस। Engage all desire in service of Lord 24 hours a day. Follow at least one of the instructions either heard in the class or read in Bhagavad Gita. ठीक है, ये अपन लोगों को कुछ हम फॉलो करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं अच्छी तरह। Result, this is the way to increase attachment to the Lord and be completely free from all material desires. और बताइए, और कोई किसी का प्रश्न है, कोई कमेंट है? आप लोग याद करना चाहते हैं रोज एक वर्ष, हर वीक?
हाँ, I think that's a good practice.
तो एक तो वो चीज है। अच्छा, दूसरा चीज एक और है, तो एक काम करते हैं अर्पिता बहन, हम जो भी वर्ड्स डिस्कस करेंगे आपकी ये रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है कि आप इस ग्रुप में वो वर्ड्स डालोगी जो वर्ड सबको याद करना है, ठीक है ना। और
ओके,
ये आपकी सेवा है, ठीक है।
ठीक है,
तो
ठीक है।
आपको जो मन लगे आप अपने हिसाब से जो अपन ने वर्ड्स कवर किया है वो एक वर्ड्स इसमें डाल दीजिए, ठीक है ना। और आज कवर नहीं किया, पहले अपन ने इतने चैप्टर पढ़ लिए, उनमें से जो इंपॉर्टेंट वर्ड्स है आपकी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, एक हर वीक आप एक वर्ड्स अपने ग्रुप में डालोगी, सब लोगों को वो याद करना है, ठीक है।
ओके,
मेरे से पूछने की जरूरत नहीं, आप अपने आप डालोगी और वो हम लोग सब लोग याद करेंगे, ठीक है। अब दूसरी चीज, एक हमारे षणमुख जी हैं दूसरे ग्रुप में है, मैं इसके रिकॉर्ड